Alright, where are we going today?
We heard about this place. It's got some, potentially some fluorite. So we're gonna go check this out and see what we have.
So the winery property behind me actually sits atop an area of geological interest called the Glen Formation. It's an area known for some really cool fossils, and you can actually see the ledge behind me where the winery actually sits atop it. So basically, long story short, the last time I was out here, the owner Greg told me about some interesting crystals that people were finding around the property and bringing to him in the tasting room. Fluorite has been found in the area, calcite, big clusters of dogtooth calcite. We decided that we would come back out here, try to dig some more up, and then figure out what this is.
You're looking at an iron.
It's a rock.
Yeah, you're looking at an iron concretion of some sort. I would presume. It's very heavy. I know there was a lot of iron mined in this area, and I think some lead mined out here too somewhere.
Oh, and gold.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, right across the road here.
So this is the view from the top of the ledge, just to give you some perspective on what a pretty significant little uplift this is. This area just down here is actually known to be one of the locals' favorites for coming down and finding all sorts of really cool fossils. In addition to this mystery crystal that we have yet to identify. I'm just walking up the road and finding little fossils. There's another fossil. This thing is full of fossils. But we are about to head down that way. Along there's another little ridge that you'll be able to see better when we get down there. All right, time to get out of the shade and out of this beautiful breeze and on to our next stop. So even just walking up to this area, there are crystals just literally scattered all over the ground. And that's pretty cool. Right here. Videographer.
Yeah, this is your job.
Yeah.
It does. Oh, look at that. Got some bubbles on here. Let's see this one. The huge chunk of it just keeps going and
Yeah,
going and
it's
going.
really interesting. We packed up a big bag of rocks and headed out and decided to go on a little side adventure to pick up a nearby geocache, not giving anything else away, and then went for a hike at Colorado Bend State Park to sit in the creek and cool off a little bit. It was awesome out here, so pretty. Of course, we found ourselves looking at rocks in the creek bed. Found a couple of cute little fossils and a piece of chert that was nice. And then headed over to a place called Bend General Store, which is an awesome spot to grab lunch and a cold beer when it's out hot. I love this place. And of course, we found ourselves out on the patio here, strategizing on our next place to grab some rocks.
Alright, so this is that little Llano River right here.
Okay, and so we're like right here. Yes. And we needed to head back to the shop.
Haley, come on over. Wanted to show you all.
It's not that heavy.
Anyway, we're gonna figure out what it is. So let's dump it out on the table and let's take a look at it.
Yep.
Okay. Watch out.
Throw rocks at me.
Yeah. You can't see much right now, but what these are crystals of some sort. It's either fluorite, calcite,
Quartz.
possibly quartz. Alright, so we're going to grab a few of these, clean them up, see what we have, and then we're going to run some tests on them. We're going to do some hardness tests and figure out what we have here. We also pulled out some pretty cool geode or thunder egg things, which I think are going to be awesome to cut up. We'll cut up one of these guys too and see what we have. And I was picking up some of these really cool fossils. I don't know what they are. I'm not a fossil expert, but
I'm voting for calcite.
okay. You're usually right.
Yep.
There is known fluorite deposits in that area, so I was very excited when we did find this. I mean, there was a lot of it. The first piece that we looked at, it was brought to us by a friend of ours. It looked, man,
It was
it
very
had,
cute.
it did. It had the oxyhedron crystal structure. I mean, it was looking fluorite to me all the way. That's why we're here today, to figure out what it is. I don't think it's fluorite now, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. So let's look at it. We'll smash this thing with a hammer. The idea is we just kind of want to see how it fractures. We're gonna kind of check out the fractures planes on it. So let's bust it with a hammer. You ready, Kaylee?
Oh, I'm so ready.
You got your glasses on?
Yep, I do.
All right,
Woo!
hard. Okay, if you zoom in here and look at it, you can kind of see it has for one thing, it comes off in sheets.
Very square.
Yeah, and it's very cuboidal. Is that maybe a word?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's not typical of a lot of things that you would see.
This quartz would not fracture like that. Sure is cool though.
Show me some of those little bits.
See some of those
Oh,
guys?
very like, yeah, it's crazy. That's so cool. Okay.
It's like a piece of glass.
Smash it in.
Ow! You want some more, Kaylee? You want some more?
It literally hit me in the leg.
Bleeding.
I'm bleeding. Look, he cut me.
Alright guys, so while Kaylee's off being injured, I wanted to show you these guys right here. So we found these cool thunder egg geode looking guys here. So we're gonna cut a few of these open and just see what we got. And this is also just a piece of that material. Kind of has a good kind of a yellow hue to it, a little bit of green on it. We'll cut it up just to kind of see. It'll be fun.
Safety first.
Yep, safety first. I haven't looked at him yet, so I honestly have no idea.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That is so cool, Kaylee.
It kind of actually is.
That's kind of interesting.
Crumbly though, isn't it?
Yep. Let's look at this one.
Oh, wow.
Kind of interesting. I bet you if I did have a shortwave UV light, this stuff would just glow all over the place. But or a long wave, but Lindsay's will have to get one.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Look at the way they're kind of like little leaflets.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Look at that interesting. Fluorite fluoresces under some UV lights. Calcite fluoresces under some UV lights. Quartz does not fluoresce under UV lights, so that'll kind of give us an indicator of what it is.
We shut the doors, we turned off all the lights, now he's about to turn off that light. He has got a little UV.
This is a shortwave UV light. I don't remember the wave exactly, but
Yeah.
shortwave UV.
Woo! Okay, it's dark. Alright, so let's do, oh, interesting. So that's like the limestone on those.
It is, yeah, the limestone.
So it does. There's a little bit of glowiness in that. That's really cool.
It is. There's a little bit of glowiness in this. This is.
So now that we have these cleaned up a little bit, we're able to better see the crystal structure of each individual stone, which unfortunately doesn't really help us out.
Right. So, I mean, you look at some of these, you know, you look at that, you can't really see a defined crystal structure on it. On some of these, you can a little bit. I mean, it looks a little bit of a cubic structure on them. But I mean, some of these look just like some of the other stuff you find around here. This is a big chunk of quartz. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It is. It's very similar. But I've got a good hunch that this probably is not quartz.
Our next step really is to try to figure out how hard these rocks are.
Correct.
Hardness in rocks is indicated by something called the Mohs hardness scale, which is a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, 1 being the softest. So if we can figure out where this stone might lie in that scale, by comparison, we can probably get a good idea of what it might be.
Exactly. Now that is, it's a way of identifying rocks is using the hardness scale. This is a piece of fluorite. We've got
And a
some
fluorite
quartz.
is a what?
I believe a fluorite is a 4,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Calcite's a 3. Quartz is a 7. Quartz should scratch both fluorite and calcite.
So we have another weapon in our little arsenal of figuring out how hard this rock is,
So you can use a penny for a hardness test as well.
which is why I brought pennies with us. You want to give us your 2 cents?
Kaylee's gonna see what inflicts damage, the penny or the rock. This is a piece of calcite. This is just a piece of, was it zebra calcite?
Yeah. Really cool little zebra.
So this is a guaranteed piece of calcite, so we'll
In
go ahead
theory,
and try to scratch that.
the copper penny should be slightly harder than the calcite.
Yes.
And the copper should scratch the calcite. So
Yeah.
let's see what it does. It most certainly does. So we have a scratch. We have a scratch. Backwards.
Okay.
So let's start with our hardest substance here, which is
That's gonna be quartz.
awesome. So the quartz, in theory, if this is quartz, it might not scratch it. If it's not quartz, it's gonna leave a scratch. So do your damage.
It's so pretty when you scratch it out.
That is most definitely not quartz. There are huge
Yeah.
scratches in that. So the next hardest one that we have here is fluorite, which is 4. So in theory, if this were quartz, this would not scratch it. So let's rule out that it's not quartz. Yep, that's scratching it pretty
It is pretty
good. Fun.
It is, it's scratching it.
All right.
The,
So this rock is not as hard as the fluorite.
it's not.
It's probably not fluorite. So, copper penny. Let's see what happens with the copper penny.
Inflict your damage. Now,
I
now
can
this.
see
So
some
what
damage.
this should do? This should. In theory, the copper penny should scratch that,
You think so?
right?
All right. Let's try. It's not really.
It's so interesting.
Okay. If we're not sure if this is fluorite or calcite, what are some other ways of us testing?
We're gonna try acid.
Acid.
Yeah.
All right. So for this test, you can use a common household item. You can use vinegar. And what this does is the vinegar reacts with the calcium if it is calcite. If it's quartz, if it's fluorite, it's not going to do anything. Anyway, so this is a little piece that we cleaned off. It has very little anything else on it. So let's put it in acid. Alright, so here we go. Definitely bubbling. I wonder if we can hold it up and see it from the side. Yep, oh yeah. That is bubbling like crazy.
Oh, I can see
So that
it.
would definitely indicate that there is some calcium in this rock, so it is quite likely to be calcite. Alright, Clay, so what's the verdict?
It's calcite, Kaylee. Definitely. I'm positive.
Positive?
I put my glasses on to announce it.
Positive like a proton?
But
Just say yes, I'm positive.
yes, I'm positive like a proton. You bet.
You ruined my joke!
Did I?
God! And what have you done with this?
I've soaked it in acid for maybe 30 minutes. Yes, Keely, I'll give you my 2 cents. Give you all of my senses.
Do you have any sense?
No, I have rock sense.